Well, coronavirus restrictions on gatherings in New South Wales will be eased in 3 days. From Friday, 2 people will be able to visit other households. Premier Gladys Berejiklian made the announcement a short time ago as new cases in the state have declined in recent days.
From May the 1st on Friday, 2 adults will be able to go and visit anybody else in their home.
New South Wales restrictions being eased, not so for Victoria.
This is not over, and any sense of complacency would simply be wrong. It would run the risk of giving back all the great gains that we've made.
Well, it's a good day for New South Wales. The state is finally on the road to freedom after the Premier announced she was easing some of the radical social restrictions this Friday.
From May the 1st on Friday, 2 adults will be able to go and visit anybody else in their home on the basis of care, on the basis of reducing socialisation and everybody's mental health. We know that for many people they've been cooped up in their homes for a number of weeks, and with the exception of exercising medical needs or buying what they need to or going to work, many people have been isolated in their homes.
And for Bondi swimmers and surfers, it was an enthusiastic start to the morning after the infamous beach was finally open to the public. Just for exercise though, locals will be able to swim, surf and run without the fear of being fined. That is, until rebels flock to sunbake again, which could see the restrictions return if that happens. Yesterday it was announced WA and Queensland would start to see some changes, stretching from 10-person gatherings to picnics in parks. But Victoria won't follow suit, with Premier Daniel Andrews adamant the strict restrictions must continue.
This is not over, and any sense of complacency would simply be wrong. It would run the risk of giving back all the great gains that we've made, and many people, whether it's jobs lost, sacrifices other people have made, living a very different life than what they would like to be living, very different circumstances. Let's not fritter all that away by allowing our frustration to get the better of us.
Looking overseas now, where US President Donald Trump has continued his attack on China's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, accusing the country of not stopping the spread sooner. Trump says Beijing has misreported its COVID-19 figures, threatening to hold the nation accountable.
You can look at China, you can look at numerous countries where I don't think those are right numbers. I can only say what we're doing. It's very important to us to do very accurate reporting, and we are not happy with China. We are not happy with that whole situation because we believe it could have been stopped at the source, it could have been stopped quickly, and it wouldn't have spread all over the world, and we think that should have happened.
On the topic of the COVID-19 blame game, the World Health Organization has continuously been copying flack for how it handled the pandemic. The head of WHO held a briefing today praising his own efforts, but said the world should have listened to their supposed early warnings. WHO issued a global health warning on January 30, but advised countries to keep travelling to China and didn't classify it a pandemic until March 11th.
The world should have listened to WHO then carefully, because global emergency, the highest level of emergency, was triggered on January 30 when we only had 82 cases and no deaths in the rest of the world. And every country could have triggered all its public health measures possible. I think that suffices the importance of listening to WHO's advice. And we said, find, test, isolate, and do contact tracing, and so on. Countries who followed that are in a better position than others.
Let's look at the case numbers now. There are now over 3 million confirmed cases globally and a worldwide death toll of at least 211,000. Here in Australia, the number sits at over 6,700 with 85 confirmed deaths. 5 new cases in New South Wales overnight, Victoria recording 2, and no new cases today